Thank you very much, Smriti. And we're back, and we're still getting this show on the road. Now, let's get back to the news. Now, to a story that has got many pundits talking, the seemingly agitated demeanor of President Uhuru Kenyatta in recent months. Opponents have accused the president of lowering the stature of his office by recent tirades against his deputy.
But some pundits feel the president is only human and should be allowed to express his emotions. Vincent Odwor reports on the divided opinion.
With less than 3 months to the end of his term, President Kenyatta is leaving no doubt about the total fallout between himself and the man who once appeared to be his bosom buddy, Deputy President William Ruto. And this year's Labor Day celebrations drove the point home even more.
Mimi COVID nilikuwa huko kulea kutoa mimi. Badala ya kuja kunisaidia, kuniambia niko na mawaidha hii na njia hii na njia hii, njia ambaye tunaweza tuokoe watu yetu wakati tunagojea mambo haya yaishe, wewe huko kwa soko na matusi.
And pundits are now left to ponder whether the president is too angry for the top job he holds.
Part of the qualification of being a president, being a chief executive officer of our country, is your ability to sort out problems and a disagreement quietly without involving us. That's why we have surrendered all the power to you.
There's nothing really peculiar about it. It's just that he's human, and sometimes he gets overworked or overwhelmed, and he speaks. In terms of management, in terms of psychology, sometimes showing emotion, sometimes even crying. So when you see the president shouting or the president angry, that is the human part of him. So let's also give him that benefit. In fact, I would rather he's more angry than appearing to be happy when in the inside he's hurting.
The president has in the past directed his tirades at the judiciary and sometimes even the civil society, occasionally rendering it mother tongue. His critics say it does not serve his legacy well.
What I think is the president has actually not succeeded. When you succeed, you have very few things to make you that angry. Then he has also given himself another burden of managing the succession, which is not really his job. But then he has arrogated that job to himself. He is not also succeeding there, given the level of anger.
If it was in the old dispensation, the president could not have expressed their anger, but could have acted differently. You remember during the old days of the laws of detention and others, all the president needed to do is to invoke those laws and somebody would be in detention and would never be given reason as to why that person in detention. But today we have a very robust constitution which frustrates. Remember, you've seen so many things that the president has tried to do, appointments, the law, whatever. Somebody goes to court and it's overturned. So there are many things now that put strictures, put some boundaries on the presidency. And so the most they can do is to express anger. The most they can do is to express frustration. Because if they turn to the judiciary will tell them, this is the constitution. If they turn to the police will say, look, we can't act, the law does not support us.
In previous dispensations, the president had the power to fire his deputy. But with the advent of the 2010 constitution, he is stuck with his number 2, whether they agree or not.
When a president is angry, he looks weak. He makes Ruto look stronger. Because Ruto is responsible, for example, cast him as an intellectual.
In a democracy and in a progressive constitution, in a society the way we are, and with the progressive constitution, the most we can do is to see the human side of a person, the human side of a president, because they can't use any other means. They are powerful, yet not so powerful as to break the law. They are in charge, yet not so much in control, because there are other systems that make them not be able to be 100% in control.
President Kenyatta has thrown his lot with ODM leader Raila Odinga in unprecedented turn of events for any transition in Kenya's history. And as August 9th draws nearer, the president is likely to come out even more and perhaps throw more barbs at his deputy and other opponents in the high-stakes election. Vincent Odwor, NTV.